Well, don't you look like hell? Swallowed something that doesn't agree with you? Tell me, was it a demon's nice, big pecker? Till next time, meatbag. Poor little meat puppet still thinks she's a real girl. Tell me, what's it feel like to have something so deep inside you it can bugger your soul? Ha! Here today, gone tomorrow.
An illusion.
Life's a dream.
This fellow must be quite proud of himself. Ha! Clever.
Didn't I tell you to leave? Wasn't I clear that you're not welcome here? You can't teach a fool anything.
Into the dark with you.
Careful. I've spotted a trap.
Look out! I see a trap nearby. That looks dangerous, but maybe I can disarm it. Look out! I see a trap nearby.
You come to find. You come to search. But you won't find the way. A pity. Brachus has willed it. Trompdoi must abide. You have met the unfortunate guardian of this vault. Judge him with a forgiving heart. Fate has been unkind to him. Do you wish to move forward? Listen closely and make your attempt. Brachus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Some even call him a cur. A cur is... Either you're very good at guessing, or the slightest bit clever. Let's find out for certain. Listen closely, and make your attempt. Source is a scourge, a devil, a misery, a blight, a hex, a curse. And yet, the cure is... Perhaps it doesn't matter in any case. The path is open. Go, free. I know little, but you have proven yourself a knowing traveler. I will answer. Brachus Rex discovered the way. This he researched here, upon this isle. He could remove the source from any creature or individual. I saw the stars he used myself. They were most impressive. Brachus Rex has charged him, tried him, convicted and punished him. I know not the crime, but he has been sentenced to remain in this vault for all time and to prevent others from entering. Trompdoi was, and is, a creative man. He knew petty magic in his day. But this he has used to carve this place out from a simple vault, myself included.
Open your eyes. Time to die.
Show yourself! Glory is mine!
Glory is mine! That's plenty.
You made it all this way.
He trembles and seems to shudder with a quiet sob.
I'm cursed, you know. Bloody Brachus bound me here to protect his vault. He has my soul in that jar just there, and I can't leave without it. As long as the jar stays unbroken, I can never truly die. I don't rightly know. This was the Source King's way. Befriend you, then destroy you. I was a fool to expect I'd be an exception. His favor was intoxicating. That's no excuse, but it is the reason. Really? You...
He drops to his knees before you and grabs onto your feet with both hands, head hanging.
Thank you.
The jar before you may have looked opulent once, but no longer. Now it's covered in grime, its paint chipped away, and its jewels long stolen. The soul jar rocks slightly, light flashing from underneath its lid. On its rim, you can just barely make out the name Gratiana. As soon as you touch the jar's cracked surface, you see a vision of splendor, silks, fine food, and decadent lechery. But underneath it all lies bone and blood. The vision shifts. You see burning villages, slaughtered women and children. You see her, purging wand in hand, standing amongst it all. She throws her head back and laughter echoes in your skull. A shadow falls across her, and you see a large, weeping face. She reaches out as if to comfort, but Brachus drags her back. You see her fall into the mire of the swamp, trapped. As you pull your hand away, you can feel a deep, longing sadness in your soul. Is it regret, or just sadness for a life?
Good find.
The terrible vision fades.
Gratiana's life was selfish and hedonistic. No mercy.
Whatever a person may have done in life, they can always be redeemed.
However her life began, it ended well. No one should be damned because of their youth.
A soul jar rests between two fallen columns, emanating a faint odor of seaweed and timber. When you touch the glass, your vision wavers. You emerge on the prow of a fine ship. Your armor pulses with enchantment, dominating those who draw near. Your flag flies for Brachus Rex, a tyrant who traded for your soul. With his power, your flesh and blood is no longer relevant. The vision fades as the soul thrashes, trying to sever your connection. To be soulless is a horrible, empty fate. You seek out Brachus's vault, but the moment you reach the soul jar, he ensnares you. Thus imprisoned, you can only dream about what is out of reach. Your soul and that alluring armor. The vision shatters as the soul squirms away from you, curling up in the bottom of the jar. The soul jar pulses with trapped life force.
Lucky find.
The soul jar stands on its plinth, glowing softly. From within, you can almost hear the whisper of a voice. You see, or rather, you feel, a far-off land. Frozen breath hangs in the air, pine needles brush your cheeks, and in your arms you can feel a weight. A body, dead. But you have hope. Your vision swims. You're older, but perhaps not wiser. You march at the head of a shambling host, the enemies of Brachus Rex melting before you. The scene twists again. Now Brachus stands before you, a beautiful woman at his side. You lash out in treasonous rage, but cold arms bind you. You're sealed away in a tower. Your screams fill the darkness. You feel a jolt and open your eyes to see the soul jar before you, lying still in the vault. Your hand falls from the jar and grips the pillar as you try to calm your ragged breathing.
Nice.
The necromancer's memories fade to black, but the feelings remain.
They may have been a necromancer, but they did not feel evil. Misguided, perhaps.
Anyone who marches at the head of an undead host deserves whatever punishment they get.
One must wonder how many more lives they took. How much misery the scum caused.
The jar on the plinth before you seems ancient, but is in surprisingly good condition. It's covered in pictograms that you can't understand, but you're sure you just saw one of them move. The pictograms spin to life, and you're dragged into a dream. You see the lizards of the ancient empire turning their backs on you, casting you out into the wilderness. As you roam, the human apes turn away from you, all but one. One smiles, one opens his arms, one says he'll take you home. Brachus Rex. He promises power, for a price. He picks off your golden scales, one by one, stripping you down to the bone. He promised you a crown, but all you got was shackles. You try to fight, try to reclaim what's yours, but a woman takes you by the hand and leads you to a tower. He promised he'd take me home, you cry. You are home, she smiles as she seals the door. This is where you belong. Your hand drops away from the soul jar, your skin prickling. In the back of your mind, you hear a small, scared voice whimper before fading to nothing.
Lucky find.
The long-dead lizard's visions fade.
I can't help but sympathize with him. He just wanted to go home.
No amount of loneliness excuses wickedness. He helped a monster for selfish reasons.
What he did shames his people.
This jar glitters and glows. From within you think you can make out the distant sound of laughter. With a jerk, your mind is pulled to a scene in a tavern. You see a dwarf in the center of the room, joking us all around roar with laughter. All bar the zombies, who are slavishly serving food and drink. The door opens, and a tall, beautiful woman stalks into the room. She's flanked by heavily armed guards. You can't make out her words, but see the fear in the dwarf's eyes. The dwarf mutters a word, and the undead lurch towards the intruder, but are cut down like wheat. The dwarf tries to run, pushing her friends into the woman's path, but is grabbed before she can escape. As she's dragged away to a tower, you hear her cursing Brachus Rex and his whore. Even when she's thrown inside and the door sealed, you can still hear her shouts. You pull your hand away from the jar, your head swimming. You can feel the dwarf's cold terror still twisting in your gut.
Nice.
The vision fades.
She must have been acting against Brachus Rex for him to have come for her like that.
Keeping the dead as slaves. What a disgusting display. She deserves every punishment she got.
Being locked in a tower was more kindness than any necromancer deserves.
The deity's head and hands are missing, severed as if by a sword. You can't tell if this was meant to be symbolic somehow, or a mere act of vandalism. As you take in its chiseled details, you have a vision. The statue comes to life and embraces you awkwardly with its broken arms. Unable to resist, you're flown away into an endless dark.
That shrine seems to have brought me here. What is this place?
There you are. You found me.
The amorphous figure takes hold of both your hands and squeezes them.
You look... You look so good. How are you, darling? Of course you are. We're taking very good care of each other, aren't we? So, how do I look?
Within the shimmer of their changing form, the familiar lines of your own face take shape.
Hello, hello. So, do you recognize me now? Or shall I give you a little hint? It is so good to meet you, darling. From the outside this time. Don't get me wrong, it's divine in that body of yours, but somewhat constrictive. So, now that we're familiar, shall we get down to business? Listen carefully. This is the Hall of Echoes. A vision of it, at least. We're here because there's something you need to know. A great power within you that we need to unlock. You'll need to master this power if you're going to make it off the island. And this you must do. Everyone else on the island is chaff. Toss them away when you're done with them. I care for you, Losa. I am your friend. I know you better than they could ever dream of. Do you think people would still care for you if they knew the real you? Don't be stupid. I can see it in your face. You know the truth, don't you? But, Losa, there's hope for you. Together we are unstoppable. Look, let me show you.
The figure waves its hands, and a great power swells within you. You feel the electric thrum of an unknown magic tingling in your fingertips.
You may have noticed incredible things happening on your journey. Water beneath your feet aiding you, for instance. It was I who channeled that power within you. You are the source. I am the catalyst. And this is only the beginning. Together, we can unlock even greater powers within you. You are God-woken. But the gods are too busy fighting each other and tempting more interesting champions to notice you. That's where I come in. With my help, you'll be capable of so much more than strumming a lute for a few gold coins. First, you've got to get off this island, at any cost. Do you understand? I didn't save you from that shipwreck just to see you drown in a puddle on this blasted island. Not now. Escape this place. I know you can do it. We cannot fail, Losa. You and I are unique in all the world. You'll see. I'll show you.
The figure lays its hands on your shoulders, looks in your eyes, and smiles.
You can do this.
You hear a sharp chittering from the ground. It seems your squirrel friend is having an argument with his cat. After a quick back and forth, the squirrel throws up its paws and reaches out to touch your foot. You feel a strange new power fill your body. The squirrel sits back, sulking, and the cat struts away cheerfully. Sibyl is pensively tracing a new name on her arm, gilded letters in an ancient alphabet.
Sibyl. My own name. A little gift from Tirsen Dilius. Leave it to a god to be overly dramatic. Must be a celestial party game. Or maybe he wanted to teach me a lesson. If the latter, he has much to learn.